All right, so welcome back. We were working on question 3 in the previous video. Now we're going to tackle question 4, which really is just kind of a slightly modified version of question 3. So it's asking us to return basically the same thing. Okay. Let's go ahead and read through the directions, but it's asking us to do it in a different way so that we have one slightly different element in this column here, the letter last name column. All right, so it says write a query that returns an alphabetized first letter of the customer's last name and the count of active and inactive customers. All right, so we already did that, right? Then it says, do not limit the results to only those first letters that occur in the last name of the customer table, but return results that include any missing letters from the data set. Okay, so when we run this, okay, there's some letters missing, like there's not Z, there's not X. Nobody's names start apparently in this database start with Z or X, there's maybe a few others missing. So what it wants to have is it wants to have like the letter, every single letter represented here. Unfortunately, I don't think there's any totally just easy way to do this. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to we're going to have to deal with particularly this call here, this column, and we're going to deal with what it's being taken from. Okay. And we're going to do this in such a way that we're actually calling from a modified table that has a column that has every single letter in the alphabet. So rather than just the substring of all these. So pretty much everything. So these two columns, we actually do not need to do any altering for these columns. So this is going to stay as is. Okay. This portion of this is going to stay as is. And then we're just going to be messing with this first column here. So I'll just put some question marks to signify that we're going to be altering this. Okay. All right. So the first thing we want to do is we want to deal with what we're pulling from here. Okay. So what we want to do, like I said, it's basically we want to pull this table, the customer table, and we want to pull it in. It's like we want to add another column to it that has just the ABCs. So the way that we can do this is we can customer, and then we're going to perform a right join. So we're calling from the customer table, and then we're going to do a right join. Okay. And then we do select. We're just going to basically do every letter in the alphabet as letter. Okay. Union all, select B as letter, union all. And then we're going to take this all the way down to Z. Okay. And I'm going to pause here, and I'm not going to try to manually do that in front of you guys. Save myself the humiliation. So hold on one second. All right. So as promised, I just copy pasted all this on here and altered it. So we've got A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and we have every letter as the alphabet. Okay. So note on this last one where we're dealing with Z, we don't have the union all because Z is the last one. So we don't need to add that union all. So basically what we're doing is we're writing a subquery where we're actually creating a column that just has every letter in the alphabet. Oops. All right. So because this is a subquery, let's give it an alias. So let's give it an alias as L. Okay. So because we're doing a join here, we need to have a join condition. So let's see. Customer. Oops. So the join condition, actually, that's a little bit, well, a little bit tricky, but you'll understand exactly what we're doing. So what we need to do is we need to join it on the first letter, okay, of every name here. And so we need to join it to something that's already in this last name column. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to join it to the first letter of the last name. Okay, so we're going to do that same thing that we did last time. Substring last name. Okay, 1, 1. Okay, so signifying that the first letter, that's what this signifies here, that we're calling the first letter of the last name. Okay, and then equals L, because we've named this L, okay, this subquery here, and then dot letter. All right, and then that's going to actually call each of these here. So, and you may be asking, well, we're joining on, since this doesn't have every letter here, are we going to be missing some letters, just like what we were trying to avoid? And this kind of defeats the purpose of this whole exercise. And the answer is no, because we're doing a right join. Okay, so it's actually joining on this condition here. It's joining on all the letters of the alphabet. So it won't matter that this here, the substring last name, the first letter of the last name is going to be missing some of the letters. Okay. So, and then we can go ahead and add our group by 1 and then order by 1. Okay. And then we need to deal with this up here. So we another thing we needed to fill in. So this is simple. All we need to do is we're selecting L, okay, for the L column, and then we'll specify letter. Okay, so here we go. Fingers crossed that I have not messed up on the code here somehow. Let's go ahead and run this and see what happens. All right, great. So we can see so far it looks pretty good. We're getting similar results to what we had before. And we also see that for some of these letters, we noticed that there was no X, there was no Z. Okay, so there's we are getting readings for these numbers or these letters as well. So 0 active, 0 inactive, meaning these just simply aren't represented in the customer table. So anyway, hopefully that's helpful. I know that one was probably a little bit tricky. So if you were not getting that by yourself, don't beat yourself up. But really, don't just copy what I'm doing. I mean, really try to think through it, because there is, even though this is a pain in the neck, there's a lot to be gained from going through this exercise. And as always, let me know if you want any more help on this.